Disney Plus editing Jimin and Jungkook's most emotional scenes? Fans fear their reality show vulnerability could be lost. Have fans lost sleep over Are You Sure? Wondering if Disney Plus is quietly trimming Jimin and Jungkook's most vulnerable moments? Could the deeply emotional scenes glimpsed in the trailers actually be softened, sanitized, or even cut altogether to suit Disney's safe image? And if so, what does that mean for the authenticity of the show and the trust between BTS and their army? This controversy is not just idle speculation. In the latest Are You Sure? Trailer, there are moments that stop you in your tracks. The way Jimin's voice cracks when he confides in Jungkook, the way Jungkook reaches out to comfort him, the raw, open-hearted conversations under the sky. Those scenes are exactly the ones that have fans worried that Disney Plus might not present them in full, that the platform might edit or tone down the emotional weight in order to preserve a polished, safe narrative. Fans have noticed how Disney Plus has edited previous BTS content, from subtitling changes to trimming certain reactions, creating a precedent that ignites concern. They fear that Are You Sure?, which promises unprecedented access to the duo's private reflections, could fall victim to similar treatment, leaving viewers with a filtered, incomplete story that doesn't capture the genuine intimacy shared on screen. The roots of the concern are clear when you consider the concept of the show. Are You Sure? Follows Jimin and Jungkook as they travel through Switzerland and Vietnam, sharing a journey that is equal parts adventure and personal reflection. From hiking rugged trails to late-night conversations under the stars, the show promises glimpses of a side of BTS rarely captured in any other format. For fans, these are not just moments of entertainment. They are a rare window into the personal emotional lives of two of the most influential pop stars on the planet. Yet, the knowledge that Disney Plus wields ultimate control over editing decisions triggers a deep anxiety. What appears heartfelt in the trailer may be sculpted by producers to maximize engagement while maintaining a safe, polished brand image. When the trailer dropped, fans were immediately struck by the emotional depth. Jimin's reflective gaze, the subtle tremble in his voice as he speaks about personal struggles, and Jungkook's quiet, empathetic listening all convey vulnerability that feels almost sacred. These are not staged moments for comedic effect. They are emotionally raw, unscripted, and profoundly human. This is why fans are so protective. They fear that any trimming or censorship could dilute the authenticity, leaving only a hollow shell of the real connection that exists between the two idols. This debate is fueled not only by the content itself, but by the broader implications of corporate control in reality TV. Disney Plus is known for curating content to align with its family-friendly, globally marketable image. Reality shows, by their nature, require extensive editing to construct a narrative. Producers choose which takes to include, which lines to emphasize, and which intimate moments to exclude entirely. The question that fans grapple with is whether these decisions will honor the genuine emotions of Jimin and Jungkook, or whether the narrative will be subtly manipulated to appeal to broader audiences. There is a growing sense among ARMY that the emotional stakes of the show should not be compromised, and yet the mechanisms of production may make that compromise inevitable. Fans' concern is amplified by the history of both Jimin and Jungkook sharing deeply personal and vulnerable moments in previous content. From documentaries like Bring the Soul to behind-the-scenes footage of BTS tours, the pair have consistently offered glimpses of the struggles, fears, and emotional burdens of life as global superstars. These moments resonate deeply with fans because they feel real, unguarded, and relatable. The prospect of Disney Plus editing or sanitizing such content sparks a visceral reaction, not merely of disappointment, but of a perceived betrayal of trust. Fans are emotionally invested. They do not just consume BTS content, they connect with it, internalizing the duo's experiences as if they were their own. Across social media and fan forums, discussion is intense. Some worry that what appears to be an intimate portrayal of friendship may instead be curated to heighten viewer engagement without preserving the raw, human aspects that make it meaningful. Others express hope that Disney Plus will preserve the integrity of the duo's emotional expression, allowing fans to witness Jimin and Jungkook at their most genuine, even if those moments are complex or imperfect. There is a persistent hope that the platform will understand that authenticity is precisely what drives fan loyalty and engagement. Underlying these debates is a larger conversation about reality television and authenticity in the age of corporate media. The tension between the demand for genuine human expression and the commercial imperative to produce polished, easily consumable content raises questions that extend far beyond BTS. Viewers are increasingly aware that what appears real on screen is often carefully crafted, leaving them to wonder how much of the emotional narrative is constructed and how much is authentic. Are you sure? Becomes a litmus test, not only for Disney+'s handling of BTS content, but also for broader questions about transparency and narrative manipulation in reality-based media. Fans' anxiety is fueled by the very nature of the moments showcased in the trailer. The emotional weight of Jimin's confession, Jungkook's comforting presence, and their shared laughter and tears signals a level of intimacy rarely captured in mainstream entertainment. Each glance, each gesture carries meaning. To edit or reduce these moments risks erasing not only the emotional depth, but also the authenticity that fans cherish. The concern is more than about visuals. It is about preserving the truth of human connection and the sincerity of two individuals opening themselves to the world. Ultimately, the question remains, will Disney+ allow these moments to breathe and resonate as they were captured, or will they be reshaped to fit a polished, marketable framework? The anticipation surrounding Are You Sure? Is intense because it represents a rare chance to witness vulnerability, honesty, and friendship in a format that is usually controlled by corporate imperatives. For fans, the stakes are personal, emotional, and deeply invested. How Disney+ responds will not only impact the reception of this show, but will also reflect broader cultural attitudes toward authenticity, representation, and the treatment of emotions in mainstream media. The outcome of this debate is yet to be seen, and fans are watching closely, analyzing trailers, clips, and promotional material for signs of editing, manipulation, or preservation of truth. Every subtle gesture, every unguarded moment in promotional footage becomes evidence in an ongoing discussion about authenticity versus curated image. The discourse around Disney+'s treatment of Jimin and Jungkook is a microcosm of larger questions about reality TV, media transparency, and the ethics of storytelling in a commercially driven environment. At its heart, the controversy is about trust. Fans are not merely passive viewers. They are emotionally invested participants in a story that transcends entertainment. They are deeply aware of the tension between raw, unfiltered emotion and the commercial pressures that can shape how those emotions are presented. The question of whether Disney+ will honor the truth of Jimin and Jungkook's experiences is a reflection of broader societal questions about authenticity, corporate influence, and the preservation of genuine human expression in a media landscape increasingly dominated by branding and image management. The intensity of this anticipation, the scrutiny applied to every trailer frame, and the passionate discussions among fans underline the emotional stakes. It is not just about watching two idols share a journey. It is about witnessing truth, emotional honesty, and the preservation of moments that feel sacred to those who care deeply. The resolution of this debate will likely define not only How Are You Sure? Is remembered, but also how Disney+ is perceived by a global audience increasingly attuned to questions of authenticity, transparency, and the preservation of emotional integrity in media narratives. The waiting continues as ARMY collectively holds its breath, hoping that the unguarded, deeply personal expressions of Jimin and Jungkook will reach screens worldwide untouched, unedited, and completely real. As the release date for Are You Sure? Draws closer, the speculation intensifies. Social media platforms are flooded with fan analyses of every trailer frame, every teaser clip, and every snippet of promotional content. Fans dissect the timing of glances, the subtleties of body language, and even background details, as if searching for hidden truths about how Disney+ intends to present these deeply personal moments. The intensity of this scrutiny is not incidental. It reflects a collective anxiety over whether the show will capture Jimin and Jungkook authentically or whether corporate oversight will sanitize their vulnerability into a neatly packaged, safe narrative. The emotions fans experience while watching trailers are raw and immediate. creating a feedback loop where anticipation, concern, and hope all coexist in a fragile equilibrium. The emotional weight of the trailers lies not just in what is said but in the silences between words. Jimin's occasional hesitation, the way his eyes glance downward when speaking about personal fears, and Jungkook's unspoken support, all of these small gestures communicate volumes. In a world saturated with overproduced reality content, such moments feel extraordinary. They remind fans that behind the global superstardom and the meticulously choreographed performances lies a human story that is rarely told in its entirety. Disney Plus holds the keys to whether these moments are preserved or diluted, and fans are hyper-aware of that responsibility. It is this tension between raw human expression and corporate curation that fuels intense discussion, both online and offline. Fans' concerns are heightened by the precedent set by earlier BTS projects on Disney Plus. While previous series and films have been celebrated for their insight and access, fans have noted subtle instances of editing that softened or altered the emotional impact. In the Permission to Dance on Stage film, for example, certain lines and subtitles were modified, and some candid reactions were shortened or removed. While these changes may seem minor, for a community that thrives on emotional connection, even small alterations carry significant weight. The pattern raises the question, will Disney Plus repeat these choices, and are you sure? And if so, what will be lost in translation? This unease is compounded by the nature of the relationship between Jimin and Jungkook. Over the years, their bond has become a focal point for fans, not as an overhyped celebrity friendship, but as a genuine connection forged through years of shared experiences, pressures, and triumphs. Their rapport is layered and nuanced, combining mentorship, camaraderie, and emotional openness in ways rarely seen in public figures. Fans do not just watch their interactions, they invest in them emotionally. The risk that Disney Plus might edit or minimize key moments of this connection is therefore not only a creative concern but a deeply personal one for ARMY members who view these idols' lives as interwoven with their own emotional narratives. The trailers for Are You Sure? Heighten this emotional tension by presenting Jimin and Jungkook at their most human. There are fleeting shots of quiet contemplation, moments where one reaches out to the other, and the subtle expressions that communicate unspoken support and understanding. These scenes stand in stark contrast to the fast-paced, laugh-driven edits typical of many reality shows, making the possibility of editing or censoring them all the more alarming. Fans worry that even small cuts could undermine the authenticity of the story, leaving viewers with a less meaningful experience, one where emotional depth is sacrificed for pacing, branding, or safety. Discussion around the potential editing extends beyond the surface level of fan speculation. It touches on broader questions about how reality shows navigate truth in the era of corporate media. Reality television inherently involves curation, yet shows that promise intimacy, vulnerability, and personal growth carry an implied contract with the audience, that what is shown is, at least in spirit, real. When corporate considerations intervene, the line between authenticity and performance blurs. Fans of Jimin and Jungkook are acutely aware of this tension, recognizing that the most powerful scenes are those left unpolished, unfiltered, and raw. Disney Plus is therefore under intense scrutiny, not simply as a broadcaster, but as a curator of emotional truth. The implications extend to the artists themselves. Jimin and Jungkook have long demonstrated a willingness to share their inner worlds with fans, from candid interviews to behind-the-scenes documentaries. These revelations are not without risk. They expose vulnerability in a public space, leaving the idols subject to interpretation, judgment, and commentary. The idea that such moments might be altered or softened by editing is not just frustrating for fans, but potentially disheartening for the artists, whose genuine expressions might be repackaged for mass consumption. This tension between artistic honesty and commercial imperatives lies at the heart of the debate, and it resonates far beyond the immediate fandom. Beyond editing concerns, fans are also attuned to subtler manipulations, such as music cues, shot composition, and pacing, all of which can influence perception of emotion. A lingering camera angle, the choice of background music, or the way a scene is cut together can amplify or diminish the impact of a vulnerable moment. Fans have begun speculating about these choices in the Are You Sure? trailers, analyzing whether moments of tenderness are accentuated authentically or crafted to evoke maximum emotional response without fully preserving the truth. The result is a constant negotiation in fans' minds between hope that the show will honor the rawness of Jimin and Jungkook's experiences and skepticism about potential corporate shaping of the narrative.